Marc Ross Scholarship was established in 1995, shortly after Marc passed away. Tonight is the 21st consecutive year that the scholarship will be awarded. I'm proud to have been involved with the scholarship since its inception, and it's been my honor to make the presentation every year that it has been awarded. I know many of you here tonight did not know Marc, although I'm sure that many of you know Marc's wife, Shelley, who has remained very active in the temple. Let me take a minute and tell you a little bit about Marc and how the scholarship was created. Marc was a natural leader. People looked to him for advice and solutions to difficult problems both in the temple and outside of the temple. He was an extremely successful businessman. He was very proud to be Jewish and very much embraced his religion. He was very active here in the temple and served as its president from 1991 through 1993, but both before and after that, he was very active in the day-to-day functioning of the temple. Marc passed away at the all too young age of 49. As Marc was in his final days, it was in discussions with Rabbi Fink that he said that a scholarship in his memory given to a young man or woman at the temple who captured his commitment to Judaism was how he wanted to be remembered, hence the creation of the Marc Ross Scholarship. Before turning to this year's recipient, I just want to thank and recognize the members of the Marc Ross Scholarship Committee. That would be Rabbi Astrow, Cantor Kaufman, Religious School Director Barry Smith, the Temple President Linda Waller, the Youth Advisor Jason Cromas, and Shelley and Matt Ross. The two of them have also been part of the committee since it was established. In addition to the committee members, I want to offer a special thank you tonight to Ellen Feldstein, who after many years is stepping down as editor of the Temple Bulletin. Ellen was always very helpful in making the scholarship announcements and articles, making sure they were placed into the bulletin in a timely and appropriate manner. Ellen has been a pleasure to work with, and both Shelley and I are going to miss her greatly in connection with the bulletin. This year's recipient of the scholarship is Mallory Astrow, and at this time I'd like Mallory to come up and join me at the podium as I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mallory and why she's so deserving of the scholarship. Mallory is an outstanding young woman who's demonstrated her commitment to Judaism and its values in many ways. She's had an extensive Jewish education, including attending Gesher Day School through the 8th grade before moving on to West Springfield High School. And she's also been a participant in our religious school through confirmation. She speaks Hebrew and has already been to Israel twice. As Mallory described in her scholarship essay, Judaism isn't about how much Hebrew you know or how many years you have studied ancient texts. It's about what you do with your knowledge, with that knowledge in your daily life. I can say with confidence that I make decisions every day based on my faith, whether I'm consciously choosing a Jewish decision or not. I know it is always an influence. Mallory has assisted in our religious school starting in the 7th grade, then served as a co-teacher in the 11th and 12th grade. She's been described as a dedicated, mature, and exceptional teacher. In recounting her teaching experience, Mallory has said the following: "I'll never regret a single moment of it. I get I get to meet incredible young people and share in shaping their Jewish journeys in the hopes I could make their memories of Beth El half as meaningful as other teachers have made mine. I think it is fair to say that Mallory is really going to be missed at Beth El on Sunday mornings when school's in session. Mallory has also been involved in Jewish camping, first as a camper and then as a counselor. She took leadership and counselor training programs at camp and volunteered with the Jewish Disaster Response Corps, rebuilding first responders' homes destroyed during Hurricane Sandy. At West Springfield High School, Mallory has been an honor roll student, and she's been very involved in the theater program and has been in a number of productions. Mallory has won awards for her acting. She is also in the concert choir. She will be attending Syracuse University in the fall and plans to major in acting. Mallory is an accomplished young woman and a great example of what the Marc Ross Scholarship is all about. It's my pleasure to present her with this year's scholarship. And for those of you who know how the scholarship operates, we have a plaque that is displayed in the temple foyer, and Mallory, your name has already been inscribed on the plaque. We do things pretty efficiently here after 21 years. And I'd like to also present you with a check that we hope will be of some assistance in helping to pay your first year's tuition at Syracuse. And lastly, another part of our scholarship tradition, the Ross family would like you to have a gift which hopefully will serve as a long-lasting remembrance of the scholarship award. Mallory, congratulations to you on behalf of the entire Temple family. You should be very proud of this accomplishment.
Now I'm going to talk. A lot of this is going to be the same things that you just heard. But anyway, first I would like to thank those who recommended me, and to Mrs. Ross, Mr. Damelin, and the entire committee for awarding me this incredible honor. I am deeply grateful. Next, I must apologize for causing so much trouble with the scheduling of this ceremony, and we had to reschedule this a lot because of my schedule. All kidding aside though, thank you for seeing something in me to consider worthy of such a gift. As a Jewish person who has spent her whole life surrounded by Judaism, it means a great deal to go off into the next phase of my life knowing this congregation stands behind me. I have no recollection of my first experience at Beth El. All I know is that I've been coming here forever. I remember the old front of the building with the offices at the end of the hall and the gift shop in what is now the meditation room. I remember Rabbis Fink and Beich, Cantor Sharon, Mr. D. I remember coming here for preschool at Keshet, and I remember meeting some of my lifelong friends and mentors in this building. Having been dragged to services Friday evenings and Saturday mornings, willingly or otherwise, I've learned many things from Beth El. It only felt right that one day I would give back to this place just a piece of the knowledge I've gained in my time here. I became a madricha before I even enrolled in an actual class at religious school. Since 7th grade, I've taught kindergarten, 1st grade, and 4th grade, each for multiple years. I see some of my students are here. Working alongside such wonderful teachers as Maura Tobin, Maura Weber, and several others, I've learned equally as much, if not more, as what I have taught. Maura Carolan especially holds a unique place in my heart. I first met her as my own substitute teacher at Gasher Jewish Day School when I was really little, and life came full circle when I got the chance to teach 1st grade with her again. She was always a great supporter of mine in everything I do, and I know she is still with me. I take every lesson I have learned in Judaism from her and everyone else and use each one every day of my life. For the past 7 summers, I attended Capital Camps Retreat Center, a Jewish sleepaway camp in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, where I met some of my closest and dearest friends. I've always found that there is an indescribable bond between two Jewish people which automatically brings you closer together. At camp, that bond is just amplified. However, it's not just our religion or our culture that bonds two people. It's the experiences we share. Last summer, I was finally old enough to participate in the Capital Camp's Counselor in Training program, which is provided through an application process for rising high school seniors, to do some volunteer work as well as train to become excellent counselors for the following summers. As part of this program, my fellow CITs and I traveled to Breezy Point, Queens with the Jewish Disaster Response Corps to rebuild the homes of first responders which had been destroyed during Hurricane Sandy. We heard incredible stories and saw firsthand the kinds of damages that took place 3 years ago. My group helped a fireman named Mike, who was living with his wife and 3 children at his parents' house across the street from the site we were working at while his home was being rebuilt. He described to us the danger he encountered as he saved other families during the storm, all the while unsure of the safety of his own family. During our week of service, we cleaned the worksite of all extra materials and trash left from the original construction. We primed every wall and ceiling, and we prepped the house for furniture to be brought in. On our final day, working with Mike, he brought his family into the space for the first time since we had gotten there. He wiped tears from his eyes as he told his 2-year-old daughter that this would be her new home. The look on her face was priceless, and all she could say was, "Wow, Dad!" The effort of my group to put this project, that we put into a week of this project, set Mike's construction schedule ahead by 3 months. This is the kind of unforgettable encounter I would have never even considered doing had it not been for my Jewish identity. Our rebuilding adventure may have been the most rewarding experience of my life thus far. I firmly believe, I'm almost done, that everything in a person's life happens for a reason. Every moment at Keshet, every year at Gesher Jewish Day School, every religious school class, every summer at camp, every community rebuilt, every trip to Israel, and every person touched along the way has led me to where I am now. That is why, with the help of the Marc S. Ross Scholarship, I will be able to gain the training I need to pursue a career in theater at the 13th best acting program in the world. In fact, I will be moving in a few days early as part of a program sponsored by Hillel, which, if you don't know, is a Jewish organization for colleges. Thank you again to the committee for this great honor. Now, the only thing holding me back at school will be the unbearably cold winters. Next stop, Syracuse University. Thank you.